Well, as Ed pointed out earlier, shares in Premier Investments led by Solomon Lew soared as its full-year profit jumped 4.9% to $285 million. The business, the biggest shareholder in Myer, also owns retail chains Just Jeans, Dotti, Peter Alexander and Smiggle. Online sales grew to $340 million. It now represents more than 22% of the retailer's total sales. The dividend was increased significantly. There's a $50 million share buyback here. So let's bring in here the Chief Executive of Premier Retail, Richard Murray, who joins me now. Richard, many thanks for your time. Clearly, this business, Dotti, Smiggle, Just Jeans, Portman's, all of these, they've come out of the COVID lockdowns exceptionally well.
We certainly think there's a lot of power in the 7 brands that sit within the business. There's obviously, from our chairman down, a lot of retail intellect, a lot of investment that's been made. But the power of the group functions that support our great brands gives us a lot of economies of scale.
OK, tell me one thing, though, and I did note this, that all operating debt has been repaid during the year with a closing cash-on-hand balance of $471 million. Does this imply that you're becoming more risk-averse, that you're concerned about the outlook for retail and you're trying to make this business as conservative as you possibly can?
I think it's just an indication of a well-run business that's throwing off plenty of cash. We've obviously rewarded our shareholders with the increase in the ordinary dividend, the special dividend and the share buyback, and we'll still have plenty of cash to, focus on our growth ambitions. So I think it's just a signal of a well-run business. OK, so in other words, you've still got plenty of horsepower if you need to expand, if there are opportunities that come up, because you're not using any debt facilities, plus there's cash in hand and even share buybacks, which is explaining why the share price went so well. Just tell me which segments of your business appear to be going well, because with rising interest rates right now, people are concerned about discretionary retail. Well, as I said earlier, the 7 brands, I think the diversification across those 7 brands puts us in good stead if the consumer does get a bit tougher. But you've seen terrific results from Peter Alexander, and another stellar result by them. As children have returned to school, our Northern Hemisphere, Smiggle in the Northern Hemisphere, has performed really, really well and is flying in Australia. And what we call our apparel brands, as you mentioned, Dotti, Just Jeans, JJ, Portman's, Jackie E, have all, have through COVID and into the new year really performed well. But I think the power is 7 great brands, all at different stages, all with different opportunities, and we can maximise that outcome across the business. OK, so just explain, I did point out 22.5% of your sales now come from the online sector. Just explain to me where you imagine that might go to in the future, because it's still growing fast. Look, it's a great question. I don't get too lost in those percentages. I want to have a great online business, I want to have great stores, and I want to make sure we delight our customers however they choose to shop with us. We all know 80% of your customers, it's probably more than that, start their journey online and then often complete it online and often complete it in store. I don't mind how customers shop with us, I just want to make sure they shop with us. OK, but if I'm a shareholder, I'm interested in one number, and that is the return on the capital invested in the online business versus the physical stores. Just explain the difference in the returns that you get from an online sale versus from an in-store sale. Well, the first point I'd make is, the scale across both those in-store and online sales is important. So the combination's powerful, but obviously the rent in our DCs compared to our shopping centres is pretty different. So yes, an online transaction for us is more profitable, but I'm an absolute believer that when customers are walking through a shopping centre, seeing our 7 brands, it certainly helps. I am a firm believer in a great combination of a great online store and a great bricks and mortar store. OK, but what you said is about the economies of scale, because clearly if you have significant sales coming through shopping centres, then you can buy cheaper, you can manufacture cheaper, so therefore your unit costs are down. This is one of the big keys, of course, to the secret of retail, is if you want to get those higher returns from the online sales, you've also got to make certain your cost of manufacturing is as low as it possibly can be. So I've got a couple of brands that turn over $100 million, but obviously being part of a group that turns over $1.5 billion gives them access to an online team they probably couldn't afford, a logistics team, a marketing team, a finance team. So, we are able to operate 7 brands efficiently and go to market powerfully because of the combination of the group. We've got some amazing businesses across the portfolio, but also we've got businesses we want to grow, but that scale of the group really helps us invest in those businesses.
Okay, just a final one for you. We talked earlier about interest rates rising. Just tell me, are you concerned about the outlook in regards to rising interest rates? Because for now, at least, it seems that consumers have not been touched significantly or adversely by these rising interest rates.
Look, my job's to worry about a lot of things, but there are things I can control and things I can't control. Our brands are in the heartland of many Australian shopping centres. We're at good price points. We get you great value, fashion clothing at great prices, and I think if we do better than our competitors and a better value, better quality product, great people, great stores, great online experience, we'll do better than most.
Richard Murray, always good to chat to you. Many thanks for your time today.
Thanks, Ross. Good to catch up.